I'm going to show you where we are with the CSV import. We've renamed from the prior video Jira import to say CSV import because this will work for any kind of data that performs to the specification. Besides, it could be Jira, it could be something else. So we wanted to make it more generic, and we've created an import from CSV that is a bit more generic as well. It is going to require a little bit more formatting on your side from the Jira export. But let me walk you through how this works. From the main menu, there's this import from CSV. And oh, before I show you that, what I'll do is show you the spreadsheet that comes from. So you can see this spreadsheet here has the card ID, and that is an indicator. I believe you have this in your Jira spreadsheet that tells me that that's a unique story or a unique card. And that's useful if we want to update the data as opposed to adding duplicate cards down the road. There's a card title that's pretty self-explanatory. There's a column and a row and a color. So these things were named different things in your data, and they behave a little bit differently. So let me explain how that works. If there is nothing in this column for a particular card ID, the card will be placed into the unfiled cards area. So you will need to drag it up into the grid. If you want it to go in the backlog column, you can just put backlog. Now these columns don't have to exist already. In fact, we're going to create a brand new board. What will happen is as the system is importing this data, each time it encounters a unique value in this column, it will add a new column in the grid. Same thing goes for rows. All right, and what's important here is that these column headers here, so the card ID, card title, column, row, and color all have specific meaning to this CSV import. So they need to be spelled exactly like this, including they are case sensitive. They don't have to be in the same order. So if you had additional columns and things in the spreadsheet, those would just get ignored. The color is a color name that is the unique identifier of a color in Cardsmith. And so I'll show you where to find that color key, but that is required. We need to be able to specifically and uniquely name the colors. We may end up having color palettes in the future that are different, but we will always make sure that this C, for example, is that particular shade of blue. Okay, so that's the spreadsheet that we're going to import. You can see we've built that from some of your sample data. And what I do here is I go and say import from CSV. I'm going to choose a file, and I have a file in my downloads folder. I think it's this one here. And I click on that and I say open the board. So here it's created that with the CSV import. I could rename that to be, project X or whatever I wanted to. And I open that, and you're going to see the rows and columns that were in the data. Now I may have to rearrange some things. So for example, backlog, probably you want to be on the left. Let's see, it's a little finicky here. I guess I can move. I've been having a hard time moving these things from, there we go. Have to play with that a little bit. Yeah, and so here are all your cards, and you can see there are a few here, like this one had no row specified, so it shows up in the hidden cards area. We could drag that in and continue on our way. So that's creating a brand new board. If I want to modify something, and I'm going to go back over to my spreadsheet, and I've got some information here you can see. So I've just made a few changes and I've noted those changes. So here I'm going to move this card from one column to another. So the actual sprint name used to be the one that was began with CD, and now it's the one that begins with INST. So we'll see that if you update the data in Jira as far as which sprint it goes to and want to re-import things, that change would come through. And that's all because we have these unique card IDs here that we can identify. The other thing that I've done is on this particular one just shown how you could update the card title. So let's see if we can test this successfully. To do a change to an existing board, you'll want to go to in the board and then from there import cards from a CSV file. So now it's telling it to import that spreadsheet into an existing board. And in this case, I'm going to pick the second import with some changes, open that, import the board. And I think what happened was, let me go back here. Yeah, data sync should be in INST. Let's see where data sync is. I can search for it. There it is, and it is now in the INST, and there should be this report spec story 6 has XXX. And so what you can see that didn't happen was we didn't re-import those cards, and that's because we had that unique identifier to key off of. All right, I hope that helps answer some questions. I'm looking forward to getting the chance to discuss this with you and see if this will work for you and that you'll be able to. Oh, there is one more thing. I want to show you how to get the color names. So if I click on a card menu and I hover over one of the colors, you'll see that's named Sky. And I believe, oh, I thought that was C. That's aquamarine. C is sort of this jewel toned blue color. All right, let's try to find a time to chat about this and see if this will help you out. All right, take care. Bye-bye.